Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to all of you. Today we are meeting the Maverick Adwaith. Why I'm using the word Maverick with Adwaith is that who is a Maverick? Ultimately, a Maverick is an individual who defies the norms of the society. And trust me, guys, this one man whom we are meeting today has defied the norms of society in a way that people go to US.
Right.
To get the greener pastures and to get a better job.
The green card.
The green card. This man came back and started a high-tech startup called Paanduv Applications, not only in a Tier 1 city, not in the Tier 1 city, but in a Tier 2 city called as Bareilly.
Wow.
I'll request Nikita to carry over. Let me sip my coffee
Sure. Hello everyone. Hi Adwaith.
Hi Nikita.
So, Adwaith, this is like a lot of information to process, honestly. You went to US and you came back.
That's true.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Wow.
true. I'm sitting in front of you.
Wow. So, what made you move back to Bareilly?
I always wanted to be back in India by the year 2020. I only went to the States to get good education, learn a lot of new things about the world, because oftentimes we live in a bubble and we think what we are doing is the best.
Yeah.
I collected all that information and I came back to the value system that I appreciate, and I came back to my city that I love, and here I am running a company, and it's been good so far.
So, it's been like almost 3 years since you came back?
It will be 3 years very soon. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
COVID times.
COVID times.
Oh, wow. Big move. So my question is like, what is that value system that that kind of guides you?
It's the absolute freedom that I seek. I could not have imagined spending my life around a piece of paper called green card or a visa.
Oh,
I would
right.
rather earn less. I would rather live a more humble life than actually chasing after this piece of paper for decades and decades.
True.
And being a citizen of India, it gives me a lot of flexibility, both in terms of personally what I want to do and professionally what I want to do. So yes, I did compromise on the financial aspect of it, but what I'm getting in return is much bigger, which is the absolute freedom to explore the country and to explore some hidden aspects of my aspirations as well.
Yeah, I think this is also like a lot of people would say this is India's time now. So you here like at a good time.
Yeah,
I would
hope so.
suggest and you probably would contribute a lot to that good time
Yeah, I
through
hope
your
so.
company, which is Paanduv Applications. So over to you, Paul.
So, Adwaith, first, can you explain me what is your vision as an individual for the Paandavs? I see a beautiful logo here
Right.
of Paandavs, beautifully designed, I think, by your
Yeah.
team. I want to know what is your vision statement as a CEO of Paandav? Something which you emotionally feel and connect.
And maybe how the name came to
Yeah.
be.
Sure. So a lot of this, actually, that's a very good question. How and why this name Paandav? Because that directly ties with what our company aspires to do. What we are trying to do is provide excellence to all engineering companies that exist in the world. We have great companies out there, a lot of startups coming up, a lot of established companies moving heavily towards technology and engineering. But it's that final frontier or the last 1% of upgrade that they miss out on, and hence they do not qualify for the Fortune 500 companies or for the Fortune 100 companies. So that last missing 1%, we think we can really fill it using our expertise. My team of people here, half of my team is actually scientists and PhD scholars, and we are all working together to take that company from 99% perfection to that 100% perfection using a technique called computational engineering, which we are all trained in.
CFD, Computational
Computational
Dynamics.
Fluid
I
Dynamics.
learned it a very hard way. दो बार रट्टा लगाया, then I came to understand, what is CFD, just for the sake of our audience. So, what is your vision statement? Is ultimately to empower all those industries to the cutting edge level of computational
Yes.
engineering.
So
Correct me if I'm wrong.
That is true.
So you're adding the last extra mile.
We are.
Yeah. Nice.
That's brilliant. And what is ultimately your vision statement? Any mission you have, apart, I understand the vision is, any mission you have?
Right. Of course, at the end of the day, it's you want to make things better.
Yeah.
You want to make them faster. and you want to make them accessible to everyone.
Democratize it.
Yeah.
We want to so a lot of companies these days, I mean, I have my friends and a lot of my juniors, they are adding this term to their companies called democratizing AI, democratizing this,
Right.
democratizing
It's a
that.
buzzword right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
It's a buzzword these days, but we don't use that word, but we just want to do it, and we are already doing it. We are providing services that are sustainable. It's not like you come to us once and you don't come to us again simply because we have made a big hole in your pocket and you cannot afford our services anymore.
Brilliant.
Oh, yeah. So affordability angle is also there
Yeah, of
in
course.
terms of sustainability.
It is cheaper.
So you are B2B or B2C? I think you are addressing to the businesses.
We are mostly addressing to the businesses, especially the core engineering and research institutions within perhaps a more end user organization.
Okay.
But we also have taken it upon ourselves as a responsibility. I mean, this is another value that I strongly believe that before our time is over on this planet, it is our responsibility that everything that is there in our brains should
Materialize out.
should be
Pass on.
transferred over
Yeah.
to the people around us. So we have taken it on ourselves. We are going to all the universities in India and abroad, and there's not much financial gains there. We take a very nominal amount of token money there. We teach them computational engineering, and we teach them in a way which is way ahead of what they're learning in the institutions in India today. This is something that they should probably, I mean, they'll be probably learning in the next decade. So we are taking that to the students,
That's
to the
great.
professors.
Amazing.
So this is something B2C if you would want to qualify
Yes,
that.
for the sake of our audience, Adwaith, I want to know your profile, product portfolio.
Yeah, that
What are the
was-
number of products which your company is
Right, so
offering?
we basically operate in three areas, three businesses that we have. The first, and all of them are related to computational engineering. The first one is, of course, the very core of it, which is research and development, where we create these advanced CFD or computational engineering software. For example, we have created the world's first all-inclusive CFD software for 3D printing
Amazing.
industry, and that is only dedicated to these guys.
Wow.
And right, so that is our first portfolio where we create these advanced software using R&D. The second portfolio is, because we also cater to the engineering companies, we provide direct engineering consulting services wherein we improve their existing pipelines, we improve their existing processes, their products, wherein it's sort of a mix of research and engineering on our end. And the third one is purely training and educating our academia about the future of computational engineering and preparing students well for better job prospects. So majorly these three areas are what we are operating in.